means gold in Malayalam, and Ponman is about a man who deals in gold. But that is the only obvious thing about this captivating film. The man is PP Ajesh, played by Basil Joseph, who runs an innovative scheme called Madiyil Jewellery, which means he provides jewellery to brides without any upfront payment on their wedding day. He is then paid post-wedding with the money that the bride gets as gifts. The film is set in Kollam in Kerala. I'm not sure if the practice is unique to the region, but this is the first I've heard of it. Except, on the wedding of Steffi to a brute of a husband named Mariyano, this deal goes sour. Not enough guests turn up and Steffi is unable to make the full payment. In a scene that is both comic and sad, Ajesh stays up watching the window of the room Steffi and Mariyano are in. She said that once he falls asleep and the light is off, she will put the gold outside the room, but the light stays on. Debutant director Jotish Shankar doesn't spell it out, but it's awful to imagine what Steffi is going through inside with a man she doesn't know. Of course, no one actually asked her if she wanted to marry him. The rest of the film unfolds in the same tragicomic vein. Ajesh must get the gold back at any cost. So he follows Steffi and Mariyano to the island where Mariyano lives, a place that is famous for its criminals. As expected, Mariyano is awful. But writers G.R. Indugopan and Justin Matthew aren't interested in straight-up villains. Mariyano also has his compulsions. He has to get his younger sister married. And he is zealously committed to his job. He works in a shrimp farm, which comes to good use in the latter part of the film. Gold upends all their lives. This dowry that must be given and taken is a poisonous practice. But Jotish doesn't bore us with sermons. Instead, he sets up a high-stakes drama in which it's hard to distinguish between heroes and villains. So early in the film, Mariyano's mother, with a smile on her face, demands 25 sovereigns of gold, and Steffi's mother equally graciously agrees to it. Steffi herself has an outburst in which she blames her brother, who's mostly unemployed and belligerent. These are all people struggling to be better, but inevitably failing. The performances are uniformly good. Sajin Gopu as Mariyano manages to be both nasty and a little pathetic. Lijomol Jose as Steffi is wonderful as a woman who slowly finds her voice. As is Sandhya Rajendran as Steffi's mother and Anand Manmadan as Steffi's brother. But Ponman is propelled by the terrific work of Basil Joseph. Basil has a great talent for comedy. You recall his performance in Jaya 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 Hey. But here he seamlessly blends that with drama. Ajesh is a superbly written character, but a lesser actor might have made him either too much of a joker or too weepy. Basil finds that sweet spot. So you might laugh at him, like when you first see him downing his drinks, but then you come to understand his anguish a little more. For a masterclass in acting, watch one scene in which Ajesh gets slapped. But the situation is immediately diffused and the man who slapped him asks if it hurt. Ajesh says no. And then nursing his cheek, he explains to another character how this aggressor is actually a great football player while tears roll down his cheeks. It's dazzling and it reminded me of Saubin Shahir's brilliance in Manyuwal Boys, especially in that scene in which the mother of the boy he rescues acknowledges his bravery. Both actors express so much emotion with such exquisite control. Ponman wrestles with a tough topic with levity and grace. You can watch it on Jio Hotstar. If you like this review, do subscribe to The Hollywood Reporter India.